afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Pleasure talking to you. Sir, as we were discussing earlier, your brand, if you could just tell me a little bit about how through facial recognition you all actually understand the doshas of the person, and how do you all have, and how do you create a database with this information, and how does it all work overall?
Okay, so I'm founder of Ayurhythm. We are a AI-based wellness platform for alternate wellness. So our bigger vision was to make alternate wellness accessible to masses using technology in a big way. So one of the most recent and most cutting edge experience we have developed is like what you mentioned. Using your mobile phone, you can take a selfie for 30 seconds, and based on the 30-second test, it can tell your dosha, your current state of the dosha, and your ideal state, and the imbalance. So, I mean, in Ayurveda, it is called Prakriti, Vikriti, and the imbalance. So, once you know that, the Ayurveda can actually tell you what you should do currently, what you should do, and what you should avoid. In terms of lifestyle suggestion, including your food to avoid, beverages to avoid, yogas to practice, meditation to practice, breathing exercise to practice, kriya, mudra, everything. So the user experience in our case is very simple. You take this selfie and you punch in your age, weight, height, gender, and then if you have a particular goal, if your goal is wellness, it can just give you set of recommendation based on your these states. But if you have a goal like stress reduction or weight management, weight increase, weight decrease, any of those things, it can tell you what you should do right now. It can create a personalized plan for you. And second experience we have also created is like just in time, like suggestion for lifestyle. Say you are at a cafe and you want to decide between a lime juice versus a watermelon juice, right? So if you do this test, and based on your state of dosha, you can tell which way, whether watermelon juice is right for you for the current state, right? So that we have a chat bot which is chat GPT enabled, which will give you all those stuff. Interesting thing, we are doing a pilot with a soup company which sells only soup. What kind of soup is right for you when you come in?
For that dosha.
Yeah. So for you, for I personalize for you what in my kitchen, what in my menu is the right one for you. I mean, you may have your choice, but it can also tell you what is right for you at this instant. Yeah.
Sir, so yoga, like we all talk about yoga a lot, and we all know how important it is also and very beneficial. But sir, could you tell us the importance of the role of breathing right in yoga while practicing yoga and in our daily lives?
Okay, so I can give you some personal anecdotes also, right? After we developed this Ayurveda, we started measuring dosha, right? So I show usually a demonstration, like have a cup of very thick coffee, right? You have that, and if you do the test immediately, your pitta dosha actually goes up, right? And it has it can have effects on digestion and all. And after that, it shows that if I do certain kind of breathing, anulom or vilom, right? I can bring down this pitta dosha. It can take you back to the ideal state or balance, right? So this is from Ayurvedic perspective. So it's very important. So it actually, if I have some digestive imbalances, it can be corrected instantaneously. You can see it yourself, like through proper breathing exercise, right? That's one. And if you look at the literature, there are a lot of studies, controlling your blood pressure, bringing down your making your heart rate more relaxed, like through heart rate variability. It has been demonstrated through a lot of research. Your breathing can actually steadily bring you back into those kind of balance. So breathing is very important. And in fact, when a good yoga teacher, along with the stretching, they will talk about how to breathe in and out, synchronized with your stretching, right? It's so needless to say, it's extremely important, extremely important, in terms of combining breathing with yoga is.
Okay, sir.
Effects, yeah.
So just my last question. So where do you think the youth of India is going with the awareness of the benefits of yoga and even your brand, what you all do. Where do you see your brand after 2-3 years, and where do you see the youth of India also after 2-3 years?
Okay. So what, this is, from my personal experience, what I have seen is there is definitely more awareness on yoga and positive effect it can bring. But then what I have also seen in the youth is it is always competing with other fun stuff also, like people like to play football or basketball, depending on who we are, right. So there is competition with that. But the other side of the trend is what people like us used to experience in 30s, youth is experiencing in their 15s and 20s, like stress. The levels of stress in the youth is much higher. And in fact I have very interesting data point. We have taken the Prakriti, we have about about 1 million registered users, and we have looked at the Prakriti, right. And there is definitely a shift when you compare 30 plus, it is more Kava predominant, whereas the younger Prakriti is more Vada predominant in terms of Prakriti, which means Vada dosha is prone to, so it's a very interesting data point, right. But how youth is going to use, I think there are two things one need to do. One is and there is some right step in the direction also, yoga should be introduced in some way, like either through family or in schools, so that they experience the positive effect of yoga, right. So once they experience and they think, okay, it can solve my problem, they will gravitate towards that. The second thing I have seen is this is a worldwide trend, the mindfulness, the other form of wellness therapy, right, that has picked up in a big way because somebody has been educating about them, and some youth have tried that, it has positive effect, and then they talk to their friends, so that the viral effect need to come. So the only way you can do it is actually getting them to try yoga at the right time. So it can come from the schools, or it can come from the employer, or whatever it is, or come from the family, right. Once that is done, and then they see, I think it will pick up, because the knowledge and awareness is there, everybody has a positive recall, that you have to get people to try it.
Yes, sir. So you're absolutely right, because these days in schools and colleges they have all subjects, but yoga is not really practiced, even though it might have started in some places now in India or maybe other places of the world. But actually yoga right now, when I was in school and college, there was no yoga classes, so I did not that time have any access or any knowledge about yoga. So what you said is very valid, sir. So you feel it should all be a part of our education system also?
Yes, because it is that instead of telling them this is good, right, if you can demonstrate it is good and they feel it, right, it will stick, and it will just not stick with them, it will stick with their friends, because there is a network effect among the youth is much high, right. So you need to get them to try it and show them the positive effect, right, and it has to come through some form of interventions also, is what I feel.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Pleasure talking.